'cause aside from my soul,
What is going on, you guys? So today I have the 2018 Toyota Camry and super excited for this car. I've heard a lot of great things, so without further ado guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. Before I start guys, I do want to give a big thanks to Toyota of Fort Worth for letting me film this car. Definitely a lot of great staff there, so if you guys are interested in a Toyota Camry, please check my description box below. I have a link there that'll take you right to their entire Camry inventory, so be sure to ask for Bill. Let him know that Forest Auto Reviews sent you guys. Different thing about this car guys, so to start off, obviously this is the XSE trim, which is going to give you all of these amazing looks, and it is going to be in this beautiful shade of red here. And the difference with this is going to be the 4-cylinder motor. So the reason I wanted to do the 4-cylinder instead of the V6, this is probably the motor that about 75% of people are going to be driving, and I really wanted to give you guys a little bit more in-depth perspective on how this particular motor drives. But as far as the XSE trim goes guys, as you can see here, you get the unique front grille, which looks absolutely incredible. It's got this very, very aggressive look to it, and if I get a little bit closer, you can see just how detailed that grille is. You've got this kind of cool, almost winglet looking shape right here in the front, and you've got all of your air intake stuff right here. Now this is a 2.5 normally aspirated motor, so there's no turbo or anything like that. And of course, coming over here, you've got these, you do have fake vents right here, but they look really cool, especially with the black accents. You've got kind of this satin silver going across the bottom, and then some gloss black coming right over here. Coming up, you do have LED lights right here, which the daytime running lights look very good on this car. And of course, you've got that beautiful sculpted hood. And now that the sun's out, let me give you guys a little bit closer look at that paint coat, because it looks absolutely incredible. If you guys can get a look at it, there we go. But this thing looks gorgeous in the sun, as you can tell. Now coming down here to the side, you do have 19-inch alloy wheels, which look really good. The best part I like about these wheels, so obviously close up you can see all the different spokes, but once you go back a little bit further, the black ones almost disappear to where you can only see the silver, and then it looks like a 5-spoke wheel. So it's pretty cool, just a little cool thing I noticed. Coming over here to the side, you've got this character line that's running all across the top right there. It looks really good. Now, especially from this rear angle, this car looks super aggressive. I really like the look of that. You do have these kind of fake vents back here, so once again, more fake vents, but they do look pretty cool. The LED lights on here look great. They look very high quality, so I do like that about those. And I do like how this part kind of runs into that outlet right there. Big news for the XSE trim, quad exhaust pipes, which you guys can decide for yourself in this clip here, but I think it sounds pretty decent. You do have your big Camry badge right there in the middle, of course your Toyota badge. This has the body colored spoiler, which is going to come all along here. And yeah, this thing just looks very, very good from almost every angle. So, but guys, we'll go ahead and hop in. So you do have multiple ways to get into the car. So this is going to be Toyota's key right here. So as you can see, you got your lock, your unlock, your trunk, your panic button, and on the back it's going to say Camry. Pretty simplistic key, pretty basic plastic. I do wish they did a little bit more with it, but I do like how it is Camry specific, so that's pretty cool. So you can use the key, of course, to get in, or if you come up to the door handles, you do have keyless access right here. So you have a little ribbed pattern right there, if you guys can see it. So if you touch that, that'll lock it. And there's a touch pad right behind the door, so if I put my hand right behind there, that'll unlock it. So this is going to have the black leather interior. Now coming along here to the door, guys, you do have a lot of cool shapes and designs going on here. The first thing I noticed that I think is pretty cool, I like how this silver accent runs all the way into the door handle, and this does have kind of a LED light behind here that at night it is going to light up. Looks really cool. You do have all of your stitching here, all soft touch leather. So if I come closer here, you guys can see it's got a really soft, and I'm barely applying any pressure, so it's very, very soft right here. Even all the plastics aren't going to be really rough plastics. They're kind of more on the soft touch side, especially all this for sure. So definitely good quality there. You do have just your normal pedals. You have your Camry branded mats. You have full power seats, power lumbar as well. You do have your perforations running right in the middle of the seat. So if I run all along here, you can see all the perforations with a nice little kind of gray suede accent coming here. So if I get a little bit closer, you guys can probably see the suede right there. And of course, being Toyota, you have really good quality everything. So the leather quality on here is very good. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and hop in. And I apologize, I do have my keys down there, but if you guys can hear, very solid sounding door. I'll give you another closer look at the interior. Alright, so to start it, very simple. All you do is put your foot in the brake, and you're going to press the button right there to start. You do have this kind of cool graphic that comes up on both the screens, which looks really cool. And of course, your caution, so don't use this while driving, which I do, but whatever. Okay, so coming here to the gauges, guys. So first of all, as you can see, you do have nice red, crisp gauges. Very simple to read, nothing too fancy there. But right in the middle, I'll get to that a little bit later, but you have a full digital screen right in the middle, which looks really, really good. So like I said, I'll get to that in just a second. But the steering wheel I really like on here. It's a 3-spoke design. Very good quality leather, really thick bolsters right here up top. You've got some really good black stitching running all along there with this silver accent here. And then of course all of your Bluetooth controls. And over here you're gonna have all of your driving controls, which I'll get to that in just a second as well. So, but coming over here, guys, you're gonna have all of your window controls, of course, on your door locks, mirror controls over here. You are gonna have a button here for your automatic high beams, so you can actually push that to turn them on and push it to turn off your automatic high beams. Traction control, trunk release, gas cap. You've got this real nice soft touch. I don't know if it's real leather, but it is soft touch leather looking stuff right here, which looks really good. This entire dash up here is gonna be soft touch, so that feels really good quality. I do like that a lot. Now you can get a heads up display on here. This specific one doesn't have it. So this is missing about 2 packages on here. So as is, this will run you right at $30,000, which in my opinion is a great deal for everything that you're getting. So this doesn't have heads up display. This doesn't have the wireless charging. It does not have the sunroof or the panoramic. And there's a few other things it doesn't have as well. So in my opinion, like I said, this is just the perfect trim level in terms of just, you know, price and bang for your buck. But right over here, guys, you are going to have all of your blinkers. So you can flick it down one to turn off your daytime running lights, auto, and then of course your usual stuff, blinkers. And right over here to the right, you are going to have all of your wipers. And then of course pull it towards you to spray and do your usual stuff right there. Now coming over here back to the steering wheel, guys, these buttons here are all going to control that screen right up there. You do have your voice commands here, your volume buttons here, And so if I go through this screen, it actually shows you a lot of cool information. So if I go back, this is going to be the original screen right here. So this is where I can see like how many miles I have till empty, what my average fuel economy I'm getting, things like that. And if I scroll down one, that's all of my driving support, which I can kind of toggle through these different screens, which look really, really neat. Your PSI and all your good stuff right there. So you can see all of your specific tire pressures, which is cool. And if you guys saw that, you got this cool little animation if you click to the right, and you can actually see what sensors are being used. So like your pre-collision system, your parking assist, your blind spot monitor, your rear cross traffic alert, which this does of course have all of that. So safety is definitely very good on here, and you can actually go through here and adjust all of your specific settings for each of those, which is pretty nice. So I do like that they did that. But it does have about 5 screens, as you can see, toggle through all of them. Pretty simple. And then right at the bottom, you are going to have your temperature readout, how many miles are on the car, what gear you're in. So if I switch it to drive, everything like that, you have that there. So like I said, pretty simple. And then over here, you do have your cruise control, your previous next, your different modes, so like AM, FM, things like that. You do have your lane keep assist, so this will actually pull you back into your lane if you get out of the lane. And another cool little thing is if you bounce against the markings too many times, it'll show a little cup of coffee and just let you know you need to start paying attention or stay awake or whatever the case may be. So pretty funny little touch right there. I do like that a lot. Coming over here to the middle, you have your whole new design, which I think looks beautiful. You've got this kind of silver aluminum piece running right here, and right underneath there at night you do have an accent lighting right underneath there. Looks really cool. Your vents up top, you do have all this gloss black, which looks nice, but I do see it catching fingerprints pretty easily. But I do like how easy this is to use. So I can click the home, I can select phone, sync up all my devices, and of course all of your audio settings and stuff like that. You can't upgrade to the IBL sound system, which this one just has a stock sound system, but you can upgrade that as well. And you have of course all of your different corresponding buttons over here, which is nice. You do have your temperature right here, so you do have dual zone, which is going to come standard, so I can switch this and get my different temperature for the driver's side, and your passenger can adjust their temperature as well. Pretty simple stuff. Right down here you're going to have USB and an auxiliary along with a 12 volt right underneath there. You do have a little bit of storage space here, and if you push that back, you've got a little pocket right down there. Cup holders, which are pretty decently sized, so you can definitely fit 2 good amount of drinks in there. This does have the 8-speed torque converted automatic. If you put it in reverse, you do have your backup camera that comes up, and you can click this button right here, if you guys can see it, and that'll switch you to a wider angle, which is really nice. And then you can click this button over here and you can change all the lines, and it does have the guidance lines that move with the steering wheel. So if I turn the steering wheel, as you can see, it moves with it. Very cool stuff. And if I put it back in park, it goes right away. Right below that, I do like how they consolidated right here. It looks really good, especially with this nice little silver accent coming right here. But you have your electronic parking brake, you have your hold, so if you come to a stoplight or a stop sign, all you do is push the brake in a little bit further, it'll hold the brake for you. Once you're ready to go, tap the gas. There you go. 3 driving modes, eco, normal, and sport, which I will demonstrate those later in the video when I take this out for a drive. And then of course your heated seats, you do have 3-stage heated seats. So obviously the hottest, which is kind of like a saute mode because it gets really hot. Your middle mode, and then of course your mild. You do have that for both sides. If I lift this up, which by the way, this is really soft, like extremely soft, like, I mean, if you guys can see that. Once again, barely putting pressure on this, so very good stuff right there. In here you do have 2 USB outlets, so right here you have 2 2-amp USBs, which is nice. I don't know if you can see that. But and you've got a pretty decent amount of storage space in there. So good job right there. And if you come up a little bit, you're going to have your mirror right here, which is going to have your compass right over here. It's also going to have your home link here in the bottom, if you guys can see that at all. Sorry, this lighting's a little weird today. But you do have your home link right here, which you can, of course, mess with that. Right up here, you are going to have your different light settings, pretty basic stuff. sunglass holder. You do have vanity mirrors, which surprisingly on this one does not come with a light anywhere. So I guess you do have to upgrade a little bit more just to get the light, which I think nowadays should probably be standard, but that's just me. And then of course you have another coin holder right down here. So pretty good stuff up here, guys. We'll go ahead and head to the back so you guys can check out the back seat room. All right, so coming back here, I am 6 feet tall. So like I said, guys, sitting back here, I'll give you a closer look. But as you can see, I've got a decent amount of leg room. It's not too impressive, but once again, I'm 6 feet tall, so. And I do sit with the front seat leaned back just a little bit. But other than that, you do have your pockets back here. You have vents back here as well, another mat pocket. Of course, you do have your storage cubbies there, and then another little area to put coins or whatever you'd like to do there. And if I fold this down, you do have your cup holders right down there with more soft padding so you can rest your arm on that. So pretty much it for the back seat, you guys. Go ahead and check out the trunk space. All right, so coming along to the back, y'all, we do have a cargo net on here, which is going to be extra, but I have my little tripod back here. You've got a good amount of room, so you guys can see, and then of course you can fold the seats down. You do have your little tabs right here, so if you pull those tabs, that'll fold the seats down on both sides, which is really nice. And you have your little escape thing right there, which has a little person escape in the trunk. But yeah, so in case you try to lock people in here, try to kidnap people, Toyota's got you. So we'll go ahead and close this down, guys. Pretty much it for the trunk space. And then of course, coming along here to the side, you have your gas cap, which you can just run this off a regular, 87 octane fuel. And speaking of fuel and fuel economy, they did leave the window sticker on here for me. So if you guys want to take a look at that, there's the window sticker. 39 miles per gallon on the highway, which is absolutely insane, especially considering you get 206 horsepower, 186 pound-feet of torque. All right, so coming underneath the hood, guys, you do have the 2.5 liter direct injected 4-cylinder. Makes about 206 horsepower, 186 pound-feet of torque. Like I showed you on the fuel economy, you do get about 39 in the highway, about 32 in the city. And it's a pretty good motor. As you guys will see in just a second, it rides really, really well. The power and the response are just absolutely spot on. So we'll go ahead and take it for a drive. All right, here we are, guys, behind the wheel of the 2018 Toyota Camry 4-cylinder. Like I said, this has about 206 horsepower, 186 pound-feet of torque, going through an 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters, if you guys can see that. Paddle shifters back here. Super excited to drive this. I've heard lots of great things, and once again, the reason I did the 4-cylinder, this is the one that most people will buy, especially with this XSE trim. It just looks so much better than any Camry before it, and it's such a good overall looking package. So I'm very excited to see what Toyota's new platform feels like. So we'll go ahead and take it for a drive. I will start it in sport mode. So like I said, 3 different sport modes: eco, normal, and sport. So we'll go ahead, start her off in sport mode. I'll see how these paddles go first, and then we'll switch it into automatic mode, and then we'll cycle between the modes as we drive along. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. First thing I notice, shifts are very immediate. You know, this isn't a dual clutch, obviously, it's just a torque converted automatic, but the shifts on here are good. The best thing I can compare this to, the Mazda 6. This shift's probably the same, if not a little bit quicker than the Mazda 6. So we do have a corner coming up here, so what I'm gonna do, downshift in a second. Handles really well. Takes corners very, very well. And believe it or not, easily outhandles the Mazda 6. And it does it with such a grace. I mean, this road I'm driving right now, I actually drive this road every day. It's very bumpy, very gravelly, a lot of broken pavement, and you really cannot feel it at all. It's pretty amazing. So it gives you that confidence, and it gives you that extremely sporty ride without having to deal with the noise of the Mazda 6 without having to deal with the harshness. It's very impressive, actually, really impressive. So I do have to give my hat off to Toyota for what they did here, because this thing feels absolutely incredible. So like I said, it does have 8 gears. So response time, if I were to just give it full gas now, does really well. It takes a little bit to kick in to kind of go down through the gears, but other than that, it responds very well. It's got a good pull from the 4-cylinder. Definitely feels almost actually it feels about as quick as a Mazda 6, maybe a little bit quicker. But then you got to remember that car is very, very light. This one's got a lot more sound deadening, so you are getting a more comfortable ride with this, but you're getting better handling, which is funny because the Mazda is supposed to be known for its really good handling. So now what we'll do, we'll go ahead and shift her into eco mode. So eco mode is just basically going to hold at a low RPM. You're not going to use a lot of gas, which is good because I think we have about 6 miles left until empty. And it rides very smooth. It's really quiet. So if I just be quiet right now, if you guys can take a listen, you can barely hear any road noise. There's a little bit of wind noise here and there, but it's so smooth. The chassis feels great. It soaks up bumps very well. The handling is really good. It's very, very darty steering. The steering is very precise, very accurate. It's got a decent feel to it, especially in eco mode. It has a little bit of a resistance, kind of like a slight heaviness to it. And then once you put it in sport mode, it almost has a BMW-esque tightness to it, and it feels really solid, feels really good. Throttle response is still good in eco mode, so you're not going to have to feel like you have to floor this thing to get it to go. It'll still give you a good amount of throttle response, which I really enjoy. A lot of eco modes, you put in eco mode and then it just takes away everything. It's like you're driving a semi. So do like that. And if we switch it into normal mode, of course throttle response is a lot better, and the steering feel stays pretty much the same, but it's a great overall package. And like I said, the 4-cylinder is definitely the one people are going to opt for more, and it rides so well, guys. I definitely encourage you to go out there and test drive these things, because they are just leaps and bounds better than the previous generation. It just has such a planted feel. It feels very wide, and it just feels very just stuck to the ground. You know, it's got a real good balance to it. And this is Toyota's new global chassis, so you know this is going to be implemented into all the future Toyota products, and I'm super excited for that, because if I were to just judge it off of the way this drives and the way this rides, hands down, one of the best driving Toyotas I think I've ever been in. Gosh. And the best part is, it's so smooth. The one thing I don't like about most 4-cylinders that they feel very grainy, especially when you get up in the high RPMs. But this one, it just keeps a smooth butteriness all the way through the rev range, and it's very impressive. This is an all new engine from Toyota, so of course I would expect no less, but well, you guys, I really hope that gave y'all a lot of useful information about this new 2018 Camry. Like I said, it's fantastic. Definitely get out there and drive it. Toyota did a phenomenal job on this as far as making it the sportiest Camry yet. It's just, like I said, leaps and bounds better, and I'm very, very impressed So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If y'all want to subscribe to my channel, be sure to click up here to the left. And if you guys want to see some more of my videos, be sure to click to the right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.